Hello, it's good to see you. I am here with Shaughn Dowd and Larry Molinaro, and we are going to talk about a wonderful program that is on October 12th at 7 p.m. at St. Anne's Church called Church and Stadt. And it is really a pleasure to have you guys here and to talk about this wonderful concert. And Shaughn, I'm going to start with you because you're playing one of my absolute favorite Bach pieces on this program, the B minor suite for flute. Right. And tell me a little bit about your thoughts about this piece.
Well, it is absolutely one of my favorite pieces as well. And I have had the pleasure to perform it in the past. And every time it seems like a new piece, a new way to look at the different movements and listen to different performers.
It's one of those pieces, I think, that it exists on so many different levels. There's so much to discover with this piece, and it's so beautiful.
It really is very, very beautiful. And the overture is a bear. Mm-hmm. But what I love about it is you have this great main theme, and then the next theme, and then you go back to the main theme, and then it starts weaving, getting more intricate and interesting, and then kind of everything melds together. It is an incredible piece.
It is a wonderful piece. So you are doing that, and then Larry, you are focusing on symphonias from the cantatas. So tell us how that part of the program will be this church and Stadt.
Sure. Yeah, it's actually we were being maybe a little too clever with the title, Church and Stadt. No separation, as we call it. But yeah, the reason for that is because 1723 is when Bach moved to Leipzig. And so because this is the 300th anniversary, in 2023, Bach festivals all around the world have been celebrating Bach's move to Leipzig. And when he moved to Leipzig, it was for very good reason. When you think about it, he was moving to a university town. It was a free town, so it wasn't under any kind of aristocratic governance. And he had control. It was also a trading city, so international connections. The St. Thomas School was famous for its music, so lots of reasons to go there. And so he was in charge of the music for the churches of the city, but he also, from the late 1720s through early 1740s, was in charge of what was called the Collegium Musicum, had been founded by Telemann. So you have university students in an orchestra that's playing really the most contemporary pieces, right? We don't think of Bach in those terms often. We think of him as this, austere church musician. And in fact, his predecessor, Kuhnau, was actually much more of a conservative church musician. So when Bach took over the position at St. Thomas, all of a sudden he was bringing in, more modern ways of playing and writing into the cantatas. So in his third series of cantatas, which started in 1726, he actually was writing organ concerti. Those organ concerti became the harpsichord or keyboard concerti around the same time as the piece that Shaughn's going to play, the Orchestral Suite No. 2, and those were played by the Collegium Musicum. So it's a way of saying, here's Bach writing for the organ in church in the mid-1720s, in the same way that he's writing for one of the most current, almost popular orchestras, right? So there's no separation in the way he's actually writing. So I will play, and we've done these before, you and I have done these together. I will play 3 movements from those cantatas that ultimately became the harpsichord concerto in E major. But you'll hear it on the organ with strings, and it's a wonderful effect. And that will actually open the program, and we'll be up in the loft. And then we'll go downstairs and we'll do the Orchestral Suite No. 2. But you'll be able to hear, hopefully, the dance rhythms that permeate both the sinfonias and the cantatas, as well as the orchestral suite, which is all about the dance. Right. So we think it's a fun program.
I'm glad you sort of talked about the no separation, because you and I have certainly many times talked about, I think the last long conversation we had about it was talking about musical offering, which everybody sort of thinks of as a secular work, but it really is not. There's so much so much religious symbolism embedded. And I think one of the things about Bach Plus, and I love the way you do this, is that you're so creative about finding ways to link different pieces together in ways that are unexpected.
I would love to take credit for all of it, but we create this together. So
Well,
it's exciting to get into
yeah.
this new season.
Yeah.
Because we haven't done this now since really before the pandemic.
Pandemic,
So
yeah,
it's about time. So
Yeah, October 12th, 7 o'clock at St. Anne's. You'll have the orchestra and Larry in the back of the church in the loft, and then the orchestra with Larry and Shaughn in the front of the church. And this is a great program. And we've got another concert, which we're going to talk about in a future interview that you're working on, with some also incredible music. So
Yeah.
we have an abundance of riches here.
We do, and it is my own thinking that the concert on the 19th is Piazzolla, who I find to be related to Bach in his compositional style.
Oh, okay. Well, and we'll talk about that. Anyway, so this is going to be a great concert. October 12th, 7 p.m. at St. Anne's. Come, enjoy, and get to hear Larry and Shaughn play. They are two of the finest musicians around, and I promise you it will be a wonderful time. So,
Thank you.
thank you for coming by.
we'll see you on the 12th.